5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a Southwest NASCAR Sim Series live stream. It's the second to last race coming at you live from the Talladega Superspeedway. But before we get down to the racetrack, we're going to take a run through the points. Coaster, after the last race, is your points leader, but he only is ahead by 59 points. That is for certain a number of points that a driver like Sam Blaney could come back by, but at the same time, second could change hands today as well, and only 57 back of Sam Blaney. Then Payson Avery starting off in fourth, Sharon Kyle fifth. Sixth is DNP. Seventh is Emily Winters. Eighth is Cole McElmoyle. Ninth, Matt Wynn. Flashy McClashy 10th, George Riarde. 11th, Robot Spider 12th, Ryan Boyer 13th, Adrian Mobley 14th, Ben Navarro 15th, Creeper of Hope 16th, 17th, Max Weisner 18th, Ben Pierce 19th, Winterwolf 20th is Garrett Shima, 21st, Matthew Nile, 22nd, Matt Vanswicki, 23rd, Carlos Tavares, 24th, Chris Canavan, 25th, James Engelman, 26th, Parker, 27th, Brian Anders, 28th is Brandon Del Pino, 29th is Better, and running out the field points-wise is none other than Greninja Talonflame.
Oh my god.
So,
Big race.
yeah.
I can't wait for this. After
This
a great race
is
and
Talladega! And we're about set to get into the practice session.
hey Dip, you're not streaming by the way. Oh hey, it's me. And Dimp, I cannot wait. Fantastic race and Watkins got a great battle for the win. And Talladega, this is anybody's race, and I cannot wait. We said it last night. Me and Div cannot wait.
And if Build wasn't so burnt out from a Canadian Tire Motorsport Park race, we would also be hearing from him as to how this race would be coming together.
So, oh God, I'm scared. I need to meet there. Hey Deb, you're not streaming, but
I thought I am streaming.
what? No,
Oh, it
no.
says
Yeah.
there we go.
There we go. Okay. It's
Game crash.
and you know who we are. It's Deb underscore Tadabet by 1024 or Ben
And
Pierce.
actually, before we start today's race, I want to real quick. I know this is kind of getting into bad looks, but we're going to quickly change the sound out because the sounds that we've been using earlier this season.
Alrighty, so dip. I'm not. I have no clear cut favorite. There is no clear cut favorite. There's this race. Anybody can win from behind, from dead last, 42nd. Kyle Petty. I have no clue. I have absolutely.
So we're in the championship mode. And heading down to the racetrack now. And now we'll get into the practice session, but
So, hey Deb, from 38th all any one of these 38 cars could win this race.
It's actually 30 cars only 30 cars actually start the race, Ben.
Well, any of these 30 cars could win this race. There's been so many great calls and so many great races here at Talladega. You get the hell of a chapter. There's Light Yagami. There's and the key points is the big one, not when, if. No, not if, but when. I got backed up. So there is, I'm fairly sure, your points leader in the 54. Can we go to the fans? See who do you think is gonna win? And you can be biased.
Hey, let us know who your pick to win this race is. I think that I think I'll know what my pick is, Ben, on lap 50. When we get to that checkered flag.
And there's DMP_10 with this valve with the steam car. Hopefully not powered by steam. That was a good joke, and we have professionalism. There's that weird car. There's the 11 of Ben Pierce, that beautiful Bass Pro. There's Cole. I just call him This is Cole with 61 PBG paints, not the true Rainbow Warrior. Just want to stress that.
True Rainbow. Well, this may be controversial to a certain Cole McElmoyle we know and love, but the true Rainbow Warrior is Jeff Gordon. And I think the entire NASCAR world would be inclined to agree.
Bill, you're not smarticle particles.
There's your points leader, Coaster, coming into this race.
He just these 30 cars who will qualify, they just need to survive. What does Top 54 have anybody to draft with?
Well, this is practice, so we'll see if he gets any help.
Let's
hop forward to the race. Ben, let's go through the field.
Oh God, I'm gonna butcher these. I will try my best.
To your car.
So it looks like we have I'm just gonna go by the numbers. The 42. Jim, why don't you do? Why me?
So on the poll for today's race,
Blaney is the true Rainbow Warrior.
Oh, hi, Bill.
Oh, bye.
You want to go through the field for us and then?
No, he left. He's dumb.
Oh, he's gone. The number 42 of Brandon Delpino, your pole sitter. P2 is Ryan Boyer in the 14. P3, Dean P in the 8. P4, the 54 of Coaster Enthusiast. And then P5, Cole McElmoyle in the 61. P6 is the number 9 of Chris Ganavan. P7, the number 12 of Parker. P8, 18 of Adrian Mobley. P9 will be apparently nobody. P9 is the 13 of Matt Wynn. P10 is the 4 of Muse Better. P11, the 22 of Sam Blaney. P12, the 25 of Robot Spider. P13, the 7 of Carlos Tavares. P14, the 19 of Sharon Kyle. P15, the 44 of Creeper of Hope. P16, going to be the 11 of Ben Pierce. P17, the 15 of Emily Winters. P18, the 1 of Max Weiser. P19, the 77 of Flashy McFlashy. P20, 24 of Rariade. P25, the 99 of James Ingman. P26, the 2 of Matt Vanswick. P27, P23, the 10 of Ben Navarro. P24, P5 of Jason Avery. 5, the 39 of Ad, 26, the 3 of Brian Anders, 27, the 26 of Matt Kyle, E28, the 27 of Garrett Shima, E29 is the 78 of Grand Engine Flame, and running at your field today at 30th is the 88. So, we've noted already numerous times that this race is going to be a wild card. The question that I have now for you, because it's a wild card, where do you think is the safest place on the racetrack right now?
Right? What I think is either A, you want to, what I believe, I have two places. In the front and leading this thing, or drafting with somebody in the back, just right along being safe. You do not want to be in the middle, being in the middle 4 or 3 wide, possibly maybe even 5 wide. You do not want to be in the middle of that because that's where all the problems are. But I mean, anywhere is not a safe space, but that's where I think either in the tippy front or in the way back, not in the middle. What do you think, Imp?
I am so inclined to agree with you, but the thing is, I'd say the front is probably going to be a little bit safer than the back because even if you're just hanging on there at the back of this field, a big wreck, which likely happens just behind the leaders, that big wreck that we've been talking about so much could end up taking out a car towards the back as well if they end up, as they say, arca braking into the incident. Now, we will talk about one other thing. Prediction: when is that first wreck?
That's a good question. I'm gonna put 10 fake non-US dollars on lap 8.
I'm gonna say lap 17. I've seen a fair share of Talladega races on this exact version of Talladega, and it usually ends up around 17, 18, or 19.
Well, I'm going 19. No, 18.
You already locked in 8.
Dang
So,
it.
and keep in mind
But
that the field can also have all kinds of failures.
I mean, just what and again, sorry
The
to interrupt.
reliability is a minimum of 60. Let's go
What
trackside for the command.
Drivers, start your engines.
And you got the plan?
And now that the command has been given, the field about to roll off, let's go through the track stats for Talladega Superspeedway. Today's race comes at you from what used to be a restrictor plate track, but with the 2019 aero package, it's no longer considered a plate track, even though there still is that reduced horsepower package. It's a 2.66 mile super speedway, just slightly wider than the one at Daytona, slightly longer as well, and we've also got 2 more degrees of banking. It's banking here, I believe it's 33 degrees of banking here at Talladega, as opposed to the 31 that's at Daytona. Also, we'll talk about it probably a lot more towards the end of this race, but the start-finish line is about 1,500 feet from where it is at Daytona, sitting just past the exit of pit road. Again, 1,500 feet from the end of the tri-oval, and boy, have we ever seen a fair amount of lead changes happen between that time from when they get to turn 4 and to when they get to the start finish.
So, oh man, and there's a lot of that trial has played host to many great wrecks. Carl Edwards, I think in 2009. I think Dale Earnhardt Sr. he wrecked big in the tri-oval here. Anyways, Tim, I
I
took
think
it
Davey
on.
Allison ended up in the fence, and that's what ended up resulting in the introduction of restrictor plates in the first
No,
place.
it was the grass. Anyways, the Charger comes in. Your crowd is on his feet for 50 laps of just a flat out racing.
Here we go. Green flag back in the air, and we are underway. Lap 1 of 50. Delpino leads him to the green, but the 14 actually got to the start finish first. He'll be 3 wide for the race lead already. Now you can go 3 and 4 wide here. It's just a matter of how you do it. Because 3 wide seems to be pretty okay for the way this field, for the capabilities of this field, but as soon as you start to see him go 4 wide, that's when we're gonna start having some trouble. And already the 2 goes 4 wide, and he's not going to actually get to 4 wide. But already some action here from Talladega, as the 42 is your race leader, but he's actually gonna slide up the racetrack. And by the way, here comes the 8 up the inside.
I mean, that bottom, that is where you want to be. And Dip is showing why you want to be in the bottom. He will lead lap 2. Like, already big moves. As just they are side by side. The 27's dropping off. Probably hoping somebody would drop off with him, but this is pack racing at its finest, as Dip will take him off into turn 3.
And that 11 all the way up in the outside lane, he's got no help. We'll see if someone's kind enough to duck back in line or push him.
That 11
Actually,
needs to
they're
get
4 wide. They are
that
4
11
wide already. Lap 2.
And the 8 will lead him off and take him off into lap 3, getting all.
It will still be 4 wide as they head through 1 and 2 and down the backstretch.
I don't like this. That 11 needs to get down and
Continuing
get
to
down
run
now.
4 wide. There's contact between the 19 and the 2.
Uh-oh. That was.
Still 4
That band's way-
wide. Now
Come
the
on,
88
boys.
gets to the inside on the 2. Here they come into
Come
the
on.
tri-oval. And somehow they get it sorted out.
This is
They
rush
survive
hour
almost a
traffic.
full lap of 4 wide. But that right there, that was borderline.
Dip, this is what I call California lap traffic.
California? This is Lincoln, Alabama, baby.
Rush hour traffic. Well, I'm comparing it to professionalism. That 10 of Light Yagami even looks like he might make some spots on the low ground.
DNP actually showing that he's got a pretty strong car.
That 15 who needed Emily Winters, who needed a good race, she's getting it currently in 4th.
There we go, scoreboard fixed. I don't know why the background goes away sometimes, but it just does.
Oh yeah, this is 2003 rule, so you get 5 points for every lap led.
Yep. Well, not every lap led. You get 5 for leading a lap in the race.
3 wide, 3 by 3. Hey, Dip, I'll put it up to the top, please.
They're double
Dip
file
is-
behind that 8 car. That's right on board. Oh, they're 4 wide.
This is not going to end well.
I think they got it back together.
Oh, those top 2 lanes are dropping. The 11, big
Oh, the
blues up at the
18.
bottom.
4 wide with the 77, and that's mid-pack. Oh, there they go! Hard into the wall!
Oh,
Lap
there they go!
6!
Lap 6.
Caution will come out. A lot of
The
damage to the 44. The 18 is destroyed.
That car is totaled. First caution, Dip. I think I was close.
And coming to the checkered flag, they're 4 wide again, crossing the start
Right, you
finish. The
dummy.
8 did not lead the lap. It was the 10. But let's see. They were 4
Oh,
wide
here
across
comes
the
Pace and
stripe.
Avery.
Will they wreck?
Pace and
Getting
Avery on the inside.
back to the pace car.
Let's see.
Seems like everybody gets it sorted out.
I mean, that car, that wasn't the big one. That was a huge hit, looked like, for the 18 and the 44.
It wasn't the big one. We still got plenty of cars still competitive in this race. But definitely not the way that the 18 or the 44 wanted their days to go. Or the 77 for that matter.
I
How
mean,
about
look
this
at
12 car?
his butt is pushed. Man. But I mean, let's talk about the 11. Yes, and not being biased. From being almost last on the tippity top, now it's in the top 10.
Let's take a look at this first wreck. And again, we kind of already mentioned that they're 4 wide headed off into turn number 3. The 77, 44, and 12, I believe, are the only cars that ended up getting caught up. But the 18 comes up the racetrack. Don't know if his spotter's telling him he's clear or what's going on. But there's not enough room with the way that they're running there for them to try to make it 5 lanes abreast.
Yeah.
And then they
I
just
mean-
get together. The 7 picks up some
Oh.
damage. The
Hard
61
hit,
actually does an incredible job of getting it wound up.
I mean, and another thing we forgot to talk to at the top of the show, spotters are your best friend. And you're also your fellow competitors are your best friend. These cars have radio communicators where they could go up to, I think, to 20 drivers. They could talk to each other and say, hey, you want to draft with me? And your spotter, it's so important. You need to be self-aware. Your spotter needs to tell you where you are. Now we're going on with you at 61. But it might have been a spotter issue. It might have been because he might have gotten moved or got sucked up in the car.
How this 61 doesn't hit anybody is beyond me.
And what just a great pace of driving by Cole McMoyle.
So after that caution, the 18's going to end up out of this race. The rest of the field still on the racetrack. The 44 brings up the rear.
So we'll have our first stragglers.
So we'll be coming back to the restart. Let's see real quick though if anybody came to the service of pit road. Seems like only the damaged cars.
Oh.
I only saw the 7 drop to service of pit lane, and he, as we already mentioned, is one of those cars suffering from a little bit of damage. Be back in the race though, and I think that he's pretty much good on damage.
But I mean, let's talk about the 54, your points leader. He qualified 4th. Now look where he is now. He dropped.
18, and only one of those is a casualty of this wreck.
I'm astonished. That could have been way bigger. But light will take the green flag.
Well, see the skid marks from lap 9 just ahead of you there. And they're gonna have to race through that all night long, or all day long rather. But that's just, and that just goes to show you how you could be running inside of the top 5 for a good portion of the race, or anywhere in this field, really, and get caught up with a big one.
You,
You missed a 5-car incident if you are just joining us. The 18 and 77 went 4 wide and got together, collected the 44-12 and the 7 of Carlos Tavares. That was the first caution flag of the day.
hey, Dimp, I'll be right back.
Lights out atop the Dodge Challenger Hellcat pace car, meaning that we're set and ready to go for the restart.
And I am back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
Seth Bling here. Look, we have some party goers here. I heard that this track, people flock from all over. This is the most diverse racing crowd ever. What do you think about that, Dimp?
I think it's kind of surprising, given that this racetrack is located in one of the most unforgiving states in the United States.
It's one of the. This is the must-see race for most race fans of anybody. As the 2020 Dodge Challenger as a 2020 Dodge Hellcat Challenger will pull into the pits. They're gonna go back racing. Ted will lead them off into turn 1.
Here they go.
Green flag. Yeah. Green flag. Oh, the 5 is making an early move down to the inside.
There goes Payson Avery. He wants a look at this race lead. Down the backstretch they go. They'll be 3 wide. The 39 pulling out of line. He'll get back into line.
That Ford Mustang.
But I don't think any of these guys are going to play the safe game.
Dimp, lead change number 3. Or number 4. Out of turn number 4.
And there goes the 8. Back to the bottom.
No, we don't. Let's see. Will we have another lead change? Side by side.
Officially scored at the line, the 8, the race leader.
The 8. So still 3 lead changes. Still, is it 2 or 3?
I don't know. All I know is that we've had a lot of lead changes and a lot of shuffling here from Talladega.
3 wide. It's just this pack, and then everyone. It looks like Toyota Mustang, or Chevy. This 911 car has been steadily marching up the field.
And boy, would he like to have a good day here.
Make his sponsors proud. And there are some of the stragglers behind. What a great job by the Southwest NASCAR Series camera crew.
Here's some of the drivers in the back who have damage and can't keep up or can't keep pace with the rest of the field.
3 by 3.
3 by 3 throughout this field, and actually the front group is starting to pull away a little bit.
This is just going to be a battle of attrition.
There goes the 26, dropping to the inside, taking the lead away from the 8. 2 by 2.
And when we have lead change number 3.
So far, the 10 and the 8 have been the cars lap.
Lead change number 3.
26 is going to be officially scored as your race leader.
Lead change number 3.
As you see the field head down the back straightaway, this right here is the angle that the spotters have as they're calling this race for these drivers. So the hardest place for them really to be calling out positioning is that backstretch.
That's where the first wreck was. And that 11 making big moves, now stuck up on the outside.
And there goes the 3.
Lead change number 4. Let's see at the line.
3 will officially have the race lead.
So lead change number 3.
Now they're back to 3 abreast. All the way through this field.
I mean, I'm not too worried about any of these cars in the back of the pack. They have so much time to work with.
Race leader right now is the 3 of Brian Anders, but, well, they do have time, but is it that they have time to work with? But the real question is that time ticking?
Well, it's taking every time they cross the start-finish line.
Because if it's ticking, there's also a possibility that it's a ticking time bomb.
Oh, of course it is. It's Talladega. But if I was the spot of any of these drivers, and if their driver was panicking, I'd just say, keep calm. You've got a lot of time to work with, a lot of laps to work with. It may be a small number, but this is the largest track, so just keep calm and put your foot in it.
Keep your foot in it. That's what we've been saying all season long for the Roblox series.
Well, because Roblox is kind of poop. But whatever, we don't talk about other series. This is Sim Series. Professionalism.
And losing the draft are the 22 of Sam Blaney, the 27 of Garrett Shima, and then the 7, 77, 12, and 44 all off the pace thanks to that big wreck, or that multi-car incident on...
You know what I think is going to trigger the big one, Tim? When those cars, they're 4 wide behind in the last row.
Emily Winters and Ben Pine 1024 were side by side. I know how much Ben likes that.
Oh, shut up, you.
They end up getting that sorted out back to 3 wide and even double file, but a lot of action up here towards the front, and that 8 car back to the race lead. He's doing an excellent job at running this race.
So 40-ish laps to go. Oh.
And now they're 3 wide, very tightly knit behind. And
So
look who's up at the front.
That's all.
Friends, even. D&P and the 61 of Cole McElmoyle. The two drivers out front right now. We'll see if it remains that way for the remainder of this race. I just don't think it will.
No, what I'm looking at is they have at least 80 miles left. They will have to pit at least once for two, at least 2 cans of race fuel and 4 fresh Goodyear tires.
Oh, the 61 thought about blocking the 24, thought better of it, stays to the outside. And the 8 gonna lose his drafting partner for the time being. They're all back to double file. Now that question is, we were talking about fuel. Will they have to pit under green?
Unless these guys just keep it calm. It's Talladega. You never know. They're praying to God they don't have to. They hope there'll be a really convenient debris
coming to pit road. They could end up having a mistake getting into the pits. That really messes with the complexion of the race.
I mean, they're going
because they have to get loaded up from 200 miles an hour all the way down to 55.
Yeah. They're praying to God they get a caution.
They might get one.
I think some of these drivers who go up to the front and drop back.
I think they might be trying to go 5 wide here.
Yeah, you know what I think is happening? And some of these drivers are going to the top, they're going back to the bottom, back to the pack, seeing how far it takes them to move up to the front of the pack.
Well, I think it's
that's
not
what
a
they're
bad
doing.
strategy to drop to the back and see how good your
laps
car is. But the thing is, doing that, you can also end up at the back at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Because as you mentioned in the pre-race, if you end up mid-pack, you could end up finding yourself wound up in the big one. Because we know it's coming. It's just a matter of when.
It's not when. It's not if. It's when. And Dip will take him off of the tri-oval. Oh. I'm looking at the long screen. As we are a few laps away from halfway, there would be NASCAR. If you're listening, this would be a great time for a caution.
Caution now would mean that the field would be entirely good to the checkered flag. The pit window around here is approximately 32 to 36 laps. Maybe even 36. It's pretty tight around. We know for sure they can't make it past 40.
No,
they're 4 wide again. This time it's mid-pack.
Uh-oh.
They managed to secure it back to 3 wide, but they're 4 wide again.
Oh, God. Come on.
There's contact between the 2 and the 14. 4 wide, multiple rows deep. Across the start finish.
Oh, I thought I saw smoke. I got excited.
The 11 all the way down to the bottom. It Here they go, down the back straightaway. The 4 coming up. Will they make it through turn 3?
Like this. They're getting what I call
This is
risky.
extremely tight racing right here.
They're gonna
Still 4
something.
wide. And as they get clear, the entire field collectively breathes
my
a sigh of
God.
relief.
And the flag will.
Now look who's your race leader. The 54 of Coaster out front here at Talladega. And imagine if he were to win this race. How much that would do for him.
He might possibly lock up the he could lock up the championship with the win.
I don't know that it's that.
I said might. I said
would
might.
have to
I
have
don't know.
a lot of help. I highly doubt that that's going to happen.
With that beautiful Dodge. Beautiful Dodge.
They're going to be 4 wide again. See if they stay 4 wide. Yes, they will. 19 going to slide up the racetrack. He's clear for the moment. A lot of side-by-side racing and a lot of craziness here from Talladega, and that's what we came to expect. Now the other question is, when do we start seeing cars peel off the surface of pit lane?
Right when they get maybe one to go to the pit window. Actually, right now. Never mind.
And we got the 70, 11, 61, 3, 99, 15, and 25 on pit road. And excellently executed for all of them.
Well, that was convenient. They don't need to get a penalty because that will be detrimental.
There's the 11 getting into his box, the 15 on pit road as well, or into her box. I think all of these guys gonna take 2.
What these boys don't need is a penalty. That will be detrimental for the race.
It's looking like none of these guys are taking any tires.
Oh no! Really? Looks like that service goes clean.
And this time, and now the 22's on pit road. The 88, 19, 24, 2, 1, 13, 14 are in this time.
So on that pit window, for the first one, the 78, 11, 61, 3, 15. Looks like the 99, the 25. No, Tyler, we don't save anything by switching to GEICO. GEICO is a scam. Just like this race. Just kidding. And there goes the other boys.
There's the field part of the field that came in. They've collected some of the lap cars. And here comes
everybody else.
Chris Canavan, the 4 of Muse Better, facing Avery and Brendan Del Pino. The surface of pit lane. As of right now, here are the cars that are still on the racetrack. Coaster, Matthew Nile. And then the A to D and P, I think the 44 is a lap down regardless. He has also stayed on the racetrack.
Whoa, let's look at the YouTube stream.
There come the leaders. 26, the 54 is in. The 8 comes to the surface of pit lane as well. And Navarro gonna drop down.
Whoa, light coming in real hot. Like you got me.
Again, no tires for all of these guys.
I thought there would be
at
least 2.
A handling issue here at Talladega. But with those drivers coming in, that will relegate the 39 of add to the race lead for the time
Just
being.
let's get the scoring
Ben Navarro actually
table.
lost, or Ben Navarro gained a spot on the 18, or the 8, excuse me.
There's,
Road.
let's see, who will be a lap. No, none of these boys should be a lap down.
This 26, I think, is actually going to keep the lead.
Not bad.
There's the field behind him.
That he needs to get up to. He needs to get up to speed quick.
There's
So
an
successful
angry
race
mob of
outside.
cars just behind, ready to gobble up this 26 and the 54. And then the 10 and the 8 both miss their leaders. They're going to be off the tail end of this lead pack, and here they come. 54 and the 26 going to get in line.
Let's see. No, the 7's in the lead.
I think the 7 and the 77 are still on the racetrack. They were...
Ow.
Those two cars have damage, and so they probably are running a bit better fuel economy. Probably
Just
come
trying not to get
to the surface
points.
of pit road this time, or sometime in the coming laps, because they may have a little better fuel from pitting under the caution flag.
Well, just trying to see. We'll have to find out what their crew is thinking, and the 54 and the
Not
the
actually a
26 are
bad choice for those drivers, because they probably will not have a shot at winning the race otherwise.
Why not just shout and get
Why
some
not
points?
try some strategy? Here's the second
that
group
too.
led by Ben Navarro. And that's a pretty significant
That's a big pack.
group of cars. And Navarro's group approximately
Around
4
70.
seconds or so off
70.
of race leaders. And there come the 77 and the 7 to pit road. At least the
let's
7
see.
is in.
I
He's
lost
his-
count of the late.
Leaves his friend in that 77 car on the racetrack.
I forgot
44
who.
coming off pit road as well. Now the field about to catch the 7 to 77 of Flashy McFlashy, who's got to come to pit road. And this is where things are going to get quite dicey, because they are now going to be too wide, catching lap traffic, and
This is probably where the big one is gonna happen.
the 77 is actually going to split this lead group into two entities.
Smaller
as he
groups.
ducks to the surface of pit lane, lap 34.50. The 8 now leading in the second group. That will relegate 26 back to the top spot.
So, I think now we have everybody figured out. Now we should be good to the finish.
So, who's your pick to win this race?
I'll say who wins on lap 51.
Okay.
Was that a good answer?
I guess that is, because that's what I said in pre-race.
So, back to. Hey, people who are watching, who do you think is gonna win? And you could be biased or not.
Now the field catching the 7.
Oh God.
Lap traffic once again gonna play into this.
Oh.
And here
come
comes
on,
the 77 slow off pit road. They're gonna have 2 lappers to get around.
I think what's happened to the 77. I think that might have wrapped up his championship run. Whoa! I thought they were gonna
7 might
crash.
be able to keep pace, but I don't know about the 77. 2 of Banswicki all the way around the outside, and that was a great move by him Because he's now going to be all the way out front.
But he's gonna be out front with a bunch of angry cars. What happened to the 50? To the 54? I'm sorry to cut you off, but what happened?
He's fired up in the second group. Which, with lap traffic, that could allow the second group to catch the race leaders, or at least some of the cars involved in that pack.
And that second group is led by DMP_10, our very own. I mean, what? I'm not being biased.
Double file all the way through that second group. They'll all be single file in this pack. Lappers spreading them out.
Last lap, the 88 was almost just a second behind. Now he's 20 seconds, 26th of a second behind.
To Vanswick, your leader.
The 88 in
also,
hot pursuit.
by the way, championship implications here, the 22 is 19 seconds off the leaders.
Yeah, I think his championship run is I don't know where he is, but in the standings.
Seems like the field has gotten back together, though.
All right,
They get
88 to the
setup.
lead. I'm pretty sure. No, yeah, 88 to the lead. I think.
They're going to be 3 wide.
88 to the lead. Oh, that too has no help whatsoever.
Tightly knit group here. The 88 drops to the inside to block the upcoming run from the 50 from the 61. And oh, by the way, that second group has, with the help of lap traffic, has caught up to the race leaders.
Now
There's
11
a
to
genuine
go.
possibility that some of these guys transfer over to lead group.
Oh yeah, they definitely will, but
they first have to get
They
through the
gotta
7
do it
o'clock
now.
stress.
hey, Dim, we got 11 to go.
10 to go. Coming up here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Coming to the start finish will be 10 to go.
I think
This
we
7 not
might
able
have
to
a
keep
pop.
pace, but
I think we.
you just, as each of these cars gets around the 7 of Carlos Tavares, that's 3 more cars into the lead group.
And the 61 might take the lead.
Cole McElmoyle, your race leader by the start finish.
And sorry to interrupt, but I think we might have a dog who might be driving a stock car. Should we be concerned? No? Okay, professionalism.
Yeah, here comes that 8.
11 is in hot pursuit. Who
11
is right
pushing
down
the
the bottom?
61, they're 4 wide.
Oh God, come on, Mikey, come on, man.
4 wide. The 8 right in the thick of things. And he'll back out.
He'll take another lap. He equals more points.
Oh, by the way,
There is the only caution of their day. Was it lap 5?
would they have another lap car to pass? Doesn't look like it. I think that the field is lap car free to the checkered flag. And oh, by the way, we've got 15 cars exactly in this lead group.
There's going to be a lot more.
One of those being Ad, who's chasing the 54 of Coaster Enthusiasts, who's been a points leader for pretty much the the entire season.
The 8 and the 80 and the
Here comes the
61 and the 80.
AT&T. Question is, have we seen the last of
3
Rex?
wide.
The 3x3, all the way
3
through
by 3
this
by 3 by
pack.
3.
The 8 of D&P, your leader. Lap 43
Oh,
of 50.
dip to the lead.
As they come through the trial. As it gets later in this race, drivers likely to be a little bit more aggressive. We'll see
They're gonna be.
how that plays out, and therefore why.
There are gonna be what I call a frisky, and not in the good way.
And,
They're gonna be
oh, by the
bumping-
way, there is a point of no return at this racetrack. Will we get to it? Or will we wreck before then? Back to 3 wide.
Because this is not real life. This won't be a flag, and it might end the race. I think Jeff Gordon has won a race in Talladega where the fans were not happy to beer at him. They threw at the true Rainbow Warrior.
The 8
The
your race
8,
leader, and they will
the
catch
1.
that 44.
Oh God. Oh. Oh God, Mikey! No,
44
Mikey!
is going to block the outside lane.
Oh, really?
He's going to hold up everybody.
Oh God! Don't turn him, Mikey! He's a teammate. By 8:13.
The
And
8,
he
13,
blocks
and
the
1 are the
middle
only
lane.
cars to get by.
And they are off in another zip code.
Thanks to the 44.
Thanks, 44. Have a great car.
Question is, in 4 laps, will the rest of the field who has gotten around that 44 car now be able to catch the 8? And will there be some cars that lose the draft? Mew is stuck behind the 44. He can't find a path to the inside.
Oh no! Oh no! Look at where the 54 is. He's in the back. He needs to make time up, and he just needs to
There
do
goes
it
the 4 to the
now.
bottom. He'll get by. 46 to go. And that's the field all strung out. It's going to be a 3-horse race.
4 to go here at Talladega. A lot more racing.
And another lap car coming up. They've got 12 to deal
The
with.
2. Oh, sorry. The 2 is outside with no help. He falls back in. It's just a single line like the cocaine I sniffed last time. What? Professionalism, ladies and gentlemen.
And this is why Ben will not be calling Homestead race.
Oh, come on. I'm doing a good job.
There goes the 8 to the outside on the 77, or the 12. They'll split him, and everybody got by.
Should make it by.
Here comes the second group.
Three to go.
Oh! Big Red! Around goes the 61, the 9 is in it! Caution! And they're wrecking again! This is gonna be the race for the win! The 8 your leader,
Yay.
the 1 behind.
There's the big one. Can Dib hold off the 1 to the 13?
Off turn 4, here they come to
into
the
the
line.
tri-oval.
The 1 drops to the inside.
Drops the inside.
Not gonna
This
get
is
there.
offside.
DNP,
Pin.
winner,
Win.
chicken dinner, Talladega.
What was that call? There it is. That is the big one. Huge wreck.
Huge wreck to end this race.
the fans are saying rigged. How's it rigged? It's simulated. How is a simulated race rigged? Yeah, but I think you might need to look at your stats.
Just the same as everybody else.
I mean
Let's take a
the
look at this
40,
wreck.
the 54 huge points implication, playoff implications, championship implications.
There's the 54 up to 6. After this race, we will go through the finishing results points. But just thought I'd mention, the points we do today may not end up being what you finally see before Homestead. It should be pretty accurate, at least the further up you are, but they may not be 100% accurate, because I'm going to go through every single race this season and make sure that everybody got the points that they were rightfully owed.
Somebody's saying rude. Wow, are you gonna start throwing beers?
White
God, this
flag.
one, my white flag. This will end it. It wins.
White flag to end it. It'll be the checkered flag next.
And I hate to see this kind of race like this ending caution. But that was a huge wreck. I wonder what they're booing at. I don't know if they're booing at me or Denver. I mean, it's simulated. They can't rig it. Show them your stats.
I will show the stats at the conclusion of this race.
I honestly God think it's rigged as well. Dib's a cheater. We don't like cheaters. I hate the series. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Everybody's
just
yelling
kidding.
rigged.
I don't know why. It's a simulated race. Oh, there's the number 9 Valvoline Ford. A huge nose damage.
A lot of chaos in the end of this one, but
I knew. So all of us were wrong when the big one was going to happen.
big one struck late.
Very late. Oh, great. Now a dog is talking, is yelling at me. I didn't smoke anything. Man, for pushing my gun. What did I do?
And apparently DNP has been banned from someone's custom Minecraft server for
being rigged, but up and tribal.
Not rigged. Here they come.
The fans are throwing beer.
To the checkered flag.
Dib wins it. Followed by the 1:13.19. 26.
They will win this race, and then we will take a look at the wreck.
Holy bonanza. Oh, Rebels of the big V8. The 8 wins. You'll take the GEICO 500.
Let's take a look at the wreck. One of the cars involved was the 61 Cole McLemore. Who, if this series was rigged, would have made it.
You would have made it through. And Tyler is saying it's not a joke. He's dead serious.
No, he said it's a joke.
I know. I'm also joking. Like my life. What?
Here's a look at the wreck.
Calm down. That's what he's doing. Calm down. I am from Sweden. Son of from Sweden.
The lap car of Parker.
Yeah.
He's trying to just get to the end of this race, and he ends up coming down on the 26. Matt Nile just nowhere to go.
Just no. Just and just go on the inside.
And then they're going to end up coming back up the
Check it out.
racetrack and collecting the 19,961.
It's just
Caution comes out right about here. Then
ooh, big
Builder
hit.
gets involved.
Emily Winters who's having a good day.
And the 5
The
making
5
contact
just
with the 39. And then actually Ben Pierce gets into the 78.
That's
what started the secondary
dumps.
wreck.
And the 5 of Payson Avery, Kamikaze, sheds a single tear. He makes it through. Let's go on board with the 5. And then there's Winter.
And
He was supposed to have a good race.
7
Oh my God.
And Cole McElroy, who thought he was already done wrecking or dealing with a wreck.
Let's go on board with the 5 because he's just Kamikaze shed a single tear. And he ultimately just did it for Dale.
Let's watch this entire chaos unfold.
In real time. Are you in so much? Okay, I'll shut up. Oh my God.
And then on board with the number 4 of Muse better.
You is
It's just a little bit further back. Watch this.
I mean, the 5 just shed. Almost as you shed it.
Let's see if we can get a ride on board with this number 12 who doesn't even have a rear end. Surprisingly, the camera is still registered as there.
Whoa, goodbye. Just back up into lap track. These that's well.
And then the 8. Off
The
turn
race
4 wins Talladega.
He won the GEICO 500. He didn't win the track. He didn't win sole ownership of the track. And Payson it said Payson Avery took the championship.
No, that's not.
Is
Don't
that not
listen
true?
to that. No.
Oh, swag. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Well,
Payson Avery. We'll have to go through points, but we're not actually going to be using these standings from this. For one, there's 2 cars for everybody, hence the reason there's 53 starts. And also, the entirety of the field has run a race that didn't happen.
what?
Remember the fiasco with Darlington?
I probably could have won.
Yeah, that track died a couple of times and I accidentally sinned an entire race. That's why we've decided to change things up. But let's go through the points. So,
I'm gonna go.
actually officially scored. So the results of the GEICO 500 results, and then we'll get those into.
Hey, Jim. I'll see you later. I gotta head out. Thanks for coming along. What a race! What a race. See ya, Demp.
And then taking another look at the results to get the first portion of the field. And then we'll go through points. So, this may not be the most interesting, but here we go through the finishing order. As already mentioned, the 54 finished in position number 6. The 22 finished outside of the top 20, coming home in 23rd. Ad finished in 12th. And then Pace and Avery, the driver of the number 5 team, or the 5 car, finished position number 10. Sharon Kyle finished in 4th. DNP 10, as already mentioned, was the race leader. Emily Winters coming home in 17th. Cole McElmoyle finishes the race in 18th. And then Matt Wynn, the driver of the 13 car, finishes this race. Where did Matt Wynn finish? 13 car. I believe he was 3rd. Yes, he was. P3 for the 13. Flashy McClashy had a rough day, and he ends up finishing this race 26th. George Uriarte in the 24, finishing 15th. Robot Spider in the 25 brings that race car home in 20th. And then Ryan Boyer, the driver of the 14, races that car home in 21st. Adrian Mobley, the 18 car, finishes dead last. Ben Navarro in the 10 finishes 14th. And then Creeper of Hope in the number 44 car finishes 28th on the grid. Max Weisner ends this race running in. Let's see, where is he? Max Weisner finishes P2. And then Ben Pierce ends out in 11th. Winterwolf finishes 29th. And officially the only other car that didn't finish the race. The 27 of Garrett Shima finishes 22nd. And then Matt Nile finishes all the way up in position number 5, so good points day for him. And then Matt Banswicki finishes 13th. Carlos Tavares ends this race in 25th. And then Chris Ganaban 24th. James Youngeman taking the checkered flag today from the 8th position. Parker finishes 27th. And then Brian Anders, where's that 3 car? 3 finishes in 7th. I had numbers lock turned off. So 3 finishes in 7th. And then the next car in points is the 42, who finished 16th. And then Mew is better, coming home 9th. Greninja Talonflame in 19th, running out your field. So there are your point standings. Or the finishing results. And now we can go ahead and go through the drivers who led laps. So back into the game, looking at results here. So we had only a few actually lead laps. We'll go through them in order. 10 bonus points for the 8 leading the rate, leading the most laps. And then the 10 of Ben Navarro gets 5 bonus points for leading a lap. Then Coaster. And actually, I'll just do that so I can see who we're talking about. Coaster. There's the 10. So Coaster in the 54, then the 26. And then the 3 of Brian Anders actually led a lap. Matt Banswicki led laps. Very small amount. And then Winterwolf, before wrecking out of the race, led just a few laps late in the going. Cole McElmoyle also gets 5 bonus points for laps led. And then Carlos Tavares actually scores what might be his first lap led of the season. And the 9 of Chris Ganaban. And the 77 of McClashy leading laps just before that lap 6 mark. 185, 170, 165, 160, 155, 150, 146, 142, 138, 134, 130, 127, 124, 121, 118, 115, 112, 109, 106, 103, 100, and then 97, 94, 91, 88, 85, 82, 79, 76, 73. And so after that, we sort points. And actually, D&P going to move up into second in the point standings. So there are your point standings. Insert one right. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 are the total points. So that, and then we go +4, -1, -1, nilch, -2, +2, -1, -1, +2, or no, +1, +6, oops, nilch, and then nilch, -4, nothing there, +2, and this is going to be +4, -4 again, -3, +2 actually, -1, -4, no change, no change. And this is going to be +1. And there's your points. Delete column. So after the race at Talladega, it'll be Coaster Enthusiast in first, and then DNP is behind by 117 points, but still technically within contention. Sam Blaney third, Ad fourth, Sharon Kyle fifth, Payson Avery sixth, Matt Wynn seventh, Emily Winters eighth, Cole McElmore ninth, George Uriarte 10th, Max Weisner 11th, Robot Spider 12th, Ryan Boyer 13th, Flashy McClashy 14th, Ben Navarro 15th, Ben Pierce 16th, Matt Niles 17th, 18th, Adrian Mobley 19th, Creeper of Hope 20th, Banswicki 21st, Garrett Shima, and then 22nd, Winterwolf 23rd, Carlos Tavares 24th, Chris Canaban 25th, James Youngeman 26th, Brian Anders 27th, Brandon Del Pino 28th, Parker 29th, Muse Better 30th, and running out your field is Greninja Talonflame. Anyhow, thank you for tuning in. We will, like I said, make some points corrections, and we'll see if that affects anybody. And I'll let you know before the start of the final race who's gonna gain points, or who gains spots and who loses spots because of point adjustment. But until the next one, you've been watching the Southwest NASCAR Sim Series from Talladega Superspeedway. We'll see you next Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Central, and 7 p.m. Eastern for the running of the Ford EcoBoost 400 at the Homestead Miami Speedway in Florida. Until then, take care. Thanks for watching.